Hi, so for our presentation, since we're not going to be in class, I thought we would read the story of the Gorilla Thumps and Bear Hugs, which is a tapping solution child's storybook. And it was created by Alex Ortner. And so it kind of tells you how tapping is done. And they've got some great picture books. Let me see. You got Laurel and Hardy in the background here. Laughter is always a good thing, right? All right, so Gorilla Thumps and Bear Hugs. And this is really a good way to tap into children and help them understand their emotions and feelings. So I'll just start reading the story. One day during recess, Lucas noticed that his friend Annabelle looked very sad. When he asked her what was wrong, she said, "I was drawing a picture of myself as a scientist, and two kids teased me. They told me the picture was silly and that I was crazy for wanting to be a scientist. But I think science is so much fun. I want to be an astronaut so I can learn about fun stuff like the billions of stars in space. Or maybe the zoologist studying all the different animals in the world, where they live and what they do. Or a doctor, learning about all the amazing things in our bodies, like our eyes that see, our ears that hear, our lungs that breathe, and our hearts that beat. The kids are always teasing me for liking science. Maybe I am foolish for wanting to be a scientist. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe that's why I'm so sad," Annabelle said with a sigh. "I'm sorry you're sad. I know a secret trick that might help." "It might help you feel better," Lucas said. "A few weeks ago, I was really sad because I tripped and I fell playing soccer. Ouch. It hurt and I didn't want to play anymore because I looked silly in front of my friends, so I quit. When my brother Malachi saw how sad I was, he taught me something called the magic tapping technique, and it made me feel much better. Want to learn about it?" "Sure," Annabelle said. "He started by telling me that we all have magic points on our bodies where we can touch our energy," Lucas said, "and that by tapping on these points while saying magic words, we can change how we feel. He was really fun. He has really fun ways to remember each point." So here's the first one. We start the tapping with the karate chop. So we use that karate chop hand. Malachi said as we tapped on the outside of his hand with this point, "I'd like to think about doing karate and breaking a board." So if you look at your hand and you do the karate chop. And he's going, "Ahaya." All right. Next is the eyebrow point, he said. "I call this the hairy eyebrow point." So right above your eyebrows, see it, they've got a little picture where the stars are. And when I tap here, I pretend that I have eyebrows so big that birds can land on them and sing songs to make me feel better. So we got right up here. Then there's the side of the eagle point, or I call the super eagle eye point. When I tap here, I pretend I have super eagle eyes that let me look at things in a different way. Changing the perspective of things. This is on the side of the eyes. And they got the little stars here to show that where it's at. The next is under the eye point. I call this the lion cry point. So we're gonna go right underneath the eyes here on both sides. This helps me remember, even if you're as strong as a lion, it's still okay to cry and let bad things out. A lot of times crying makes you feel better. Then there's the under the nose point. So we're gonna be right under here, right above the lip. And this is called the dragon fire point. When I tap here, I pretend it's a dragon setting fire to my bad feelings as I breathe them out of the nose. I can feel the bad things leaving through the hot fire of my hands as I tap. Or you can do like this too. Next is the chin point. I call this the wolf's chin point. Because when I tap here, I think about a wolf howling away the bad feelings. Ooh. Then there's the collarbone point, which you have two on either side here, which I think is the gorilla thumb point. When I tap here, it's like a big, proud gorilla beating on his chest. So we can tap right in here. Next is the underarm point. And I call this the bear hug point. So right across the bra line, usually if you're a woman. Because when I tap here, I think of giving myself lots of love and a bigger bear hug. So we're gonna under there. And the last point is the top of the head. I call the monkey point. So, ooh, 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 is what the monkey's saying. When I tap on this point, I like to pretend I'm a monkey. Sometimes they even make monkey sounds. Make it more fun, right? Malachi showed me how to tap on each magical point of my body with my fingers while saying the magic words. Lucas said, at first I felt silly. And I even giggled thinking about the funny names for each point. But once I started doing it, I didn't mind because it made me feel so much better. That sounds like it could help. But what are the magic words? Annabelle asked. They're actually called magic tapping phrases, said Lucas. You say them when you're tapping on the magical energy point. Basically, you just say out loud how you're feeling, and this helps the feelings change. Can we try it? Said Annabelle. Sure, just repeat after me and tap where I tap, answered Lucas. First, tap on the karate chop point. Even though I feel sad because some kids tease me about my picture, I love myself anyway. Annabelle just did just what he said. Keep tapping and saying these two lines. Even though I feel sad because some kids tease me, I'm a good kid anyway. Annabelle repeated what Lucas said twice. Great, said Lucas. Now let's go to the hairy eyebrow point and say, I feel sad because the kids tease me. Lucas and Annabelle continued to tap on each point, saying the magical tapping phrases. Soon, Annabelle got the hang of it and started tapping it on her own. And look at the smile on her face. When Annabelle finished tapping through all the points, Lucas told her to take a deep breath in and out. Let's all do it together. Do you feel better? He asked. Wow, I feel a lot better, she said. This is magic, real magic. And you know what? I had a great idea. When we were tapping, Annabelle got up and said, I have to go ask the teacher about my idea. After recess, the teacher asked all the kids to draw pictures of what they wanted to be when they grew up. They all had different ideas, like being a police officer, or a teacher, or a firefighter, or an artist, or an astronaut, or a professional soccer player. Of course, Annabelle, she drew a scientist. When they were done, each kid got to share his or her picture with the class and tell why they chose that job. Everyone had an amazing time, and Annabelle was no longer alone. Yay, see her beautiful picture of the scientist? The next day, Annabelle came up to Lucas and said, thank you for showing me the magic tapping technique. It made me feel so much better, and even helped me with some ideas for us to draw our dreams. You're welcome, said Lucas. I'm glad you liked it. Malachi and I are starting a tapping club to teach other kids how to tap. Do you want to help? I'd love to, said Annabelle, with a big grin on her face. And that is the end. And on the very back of the book, this is a really creative book. It has some insights too about how to share tapping. Tells you more about the tapping and relieving stress, tapping with your child during bedtime. There's little phrases you can say, even though I'm not sure I'm ready to go to sleep yet, I love myself and I'm still okay. Even though it's time to sleep, I'm not sure I'm ready. I'm a great kid and I'm okay. And it kind of builds on one another. Even though I'm not sure I'm ready to sleep, I love myself and I'm okay. and then they go to the eyebrows. Not sure I'm ready to go to sleep, but it's my bedtime. That's okay. I'm a great kid. And so it leaves them with positive thoughts, and it changes the paradigm or the pattern within the body. This is a great way. They even have one for adults, tapping at bedtime too. Even though I'm not yet relaxed enough to fall asleep, I love myself and accept how I feel. Even though my mind is still buzzing and my body won't relax, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's time to sleep, but I'm not ready to fully relax, I love myself and accept how I feel. They also have some additional resources in the back of the book. And this book is made in several places. They have it out in California. They have it in London. Let's see, I think it's over, in Africa. They have used this, and British Columbia. So it's, I think it could be a really helpful tool for somebody just to kind of help center somebody when they feel a little bit off track. It just kind of helps going through the tapping and kind of calms and centers a person, and it kind of helps with building emotional intelligence. So this is my little demonstration of our project for our group project. Thank you.